This is Josiah Plays Elder Scrolls Online, the Morrowind DLC. Alright, so we're now currently in Vvardenfell, and I'm doing the Ancestral Tombs quest. Need to take a rubbing at the Athrellis Ancestral Tomb, which is just across this little bit of water from me. Just across the water. But here is a water hyacinth. Hi, Hyacinth. Athrellis Ancestral Tomb plaque. Let's take that rubbing. Got the rubbing. Now what do I do? I go back to the librarian, I guess. Alright. That was really simple. It's a little pony guar. Hey, pony guar. Meet your big brother. Guar. Guar and mini guar. Riding a guar, riding a guar, riding a guar, yeah, I'm riding a guar. I am riding and it's a guar, that's why we call it riding a guar. Getting bad frames now that I'm back in Vivek City. Getting bad frames. Getting bad frames, cause I'm getting bad frames. I'm getting and they're bad frames. That's why we call it getting bad frames. Alright, where the F even is this librarian? I already forgot where the library is. I think it's on the first one here that I went to. Or is it on this one? I guess it's on this one. Librarian Braden. Here you go, pal.
I assume you found the tomb without too much trouble. Were you able to take the rubbing as I directed?
Yep, here it is.
The model of Vvardenfell progresses nicely, but we still have a long way to go to fill in all the notable landmarks and uncover the location of the lost library of Undul.
So what now?
This is perfect. Now, prepare yourself. What happens next will be simply amazing. Thanks to magic provided by Lord Vivek, I can use this rubbing to not only record the clue provided by the tomb, I can add a new section to our model of the land.
Cool. Oh, he really did add a new section. There it is. The Vivek City section. And here comes my giant sep adder. It's like a giant Godzilla-like monster come to destroy the city. No, the giant winged serpent has come. Bigger than the whole city. Vivek section. I see what you did there.
The model of Vvardenfell progresses nicely, but we still have a long way to go to fill in all the notable landmarks and uncover the location of the lost library of Undul.
Alright. Now what can I do?
My research indicates that 30 of our most revered families each left a clue to the location of the library of Undul. Find the remaining 29 tombs.
29?
And before long, our model will be complete and the location revealed.
29? And you're gonna give me 240 gold for this shit. God damn it. Alright.
As you recover more rubbings, return here to me. With every detail we add to our model, the closer we get to discovering the location of the lost library. I prepared a list of tombs you need to find. Refer to the note as you conduct your search.
Ancestral Tombs of the 30 revered families. Holy shit. Athrelus has an axe, and all the rest of these do not. When all the rubbings are collected from the tombs, the location of the lost library of Anjul shall be revealed. Return to the library of Vivek, and the final stage of the discovery can begin. That is a fuckload of tombs, man. It's not even a quest? Dude, it's not even a quest. So, like, it's not even going to show me where the tombs are on the map. I literally have to find all 29 of these tombs. Legitimately find them. Well, that's going to take a while. Go get some rubbins. Hey! What's up, Sandra? How you doing? Alright, let's mount up. It's Dollar Thor again! The world's cheapest god! Writing and watching?
Yeah.
What are you writing? You played this game for like 4 days when I had a potato that couldn't manage it.
Yeah.
I see. And do you now have a non-potato?
I need a break.
Romance, fantasy novel, or romantasy. Nice. I do love me a good portmanteau. Alright, well, what quest are we gonna do now? We've got a lot of jive to do. Lot of jive.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's take a look at the old map. Here we are. And we could go over there toward Barrelzar's tower, but yeah, you know what? I'm going over there toward Barrelzar's tower. No, I'm not. I'm gonna go to the closer place. I'm gonna go to Balmora instead. And hopefully we can find some more of these tombs. Apparently they're frickin' everywhere. What's up, Foreman Noreen?
Where's the stone, they ask me. Where's the stone? I don't know. I don't know where the fetching stone is.
Yeah, I took the stone away. Remember, they're like, oh, we have to have this stone back. We can't possibly continue construction on the city without the stone. And then I took the stone and we did the ritual and the stone broke. So now they're just fucked, I guess. Oh, no, don't bother me, Alet.
Yeah.
I'm riding a guar right now. I'm riding a guar. So now I gotta find the rest of these tombs while I'm out and about doing other things.
Yeah.
There's so many of them. They could be anywhere. Like, there could be a tomb out here on this island. Now I have to go to this island just to see. What's that over there? What's in here? Nothing. Okay. Non-potato, but Witcher 3, you understand. Witcher 3 is so good. Who are these people? Why are they out here on this weird little island? They got a weird little boat. Well, doesn't look like there's any tombs here. I feel pretty confident in saying that. Oh, that's Satanin across there. Okay. F the city, I guess. I could join a Brazilian guild and pretend like I speak Portuguese. Welcome back to Satanin. I don't have any reason to stop here, though. Doesn't seem to be too many around. Well, obviously there's a shitload around because there's allegedly 40 or 29 of them. So they've got to kind of be every damn where. Oh, I see a runestone. Not a tomb, but I'll take it. See, now I wonder how many of the tombs I've already actually gone past or seen in the area that I've explored, then didn't realize it because, you know, I wasn't looking for tombs then. That's a big Nixox. Don't do it, Nixox. Ain't nobody trying to fight you. Are you still? Seriously? Okay. Oh, he just vanished. He's leaving. Fine. Hey, is this one of the tombs? No, this is the Andrano. Wait. Was this on the list? Do I need to go inside here and get a rubbing? Well, I guess we're going in. I mean, I've already been in here. I've been all through here, but at the time I wasn't trying to get rubbings, so... I don't know if Andrano was on that list or not. Now that I've gone through this loading screen, I'm probably going to find out that it's not. I just realized I can check. I read this, I read this, I read this, I read this. Andrano is not on the list, so glad I went through this loading screen. It's good. Vavardenfellel. Romanticy. I'm writing something too. Not at the exact moment because I'm playing this game, but I'm writing a cyberpunk romance visual novel. In Ren'Py. Yeah, I mean, it's basically a game. You make lots of choices and stuff during it. The only problem is I don't have any art or music of my own, so I'm just stealing copyrighted art and music for now for like the unofficial version. And then eventually, if I ever wanted to release it, even non-commercially, I would have to get like an actual artist. You can't portmanteau this no matter how I try. You consider yourself an expert in the art. You can't portmanteau what? Dude, I just constantly portmanteau stuff for no reason. Like it's actually obnoxious. It's even obnoxious to me, and I'm the one doing it. Well, I don't know where the hell these tombs are, because I've looked all over Hell's Half Acre, and I still haven't found a tomb. Also, I don't know where I am. What is this? Nothing. It's just another one of the weird-ass mushrooms here. Who the hell is this guy? Is this a goblin? Are you a goblin, sir? Excuse me, are you a goblin? I think he's a goblin. I can't Blade of Woe him, so he counts as a monster, not a person. Which is weird, because he looks pretty fucking humanoid to me, but whatever, check this out. Ah, ha, ha! No. Pretty sure that was a goblin. Oh my god, finding those tombs is going to be the biggest pain in the ass. The very biggest. Oh. Yeah, I don't know how to portmanteau that either. Break out a good romantasy and he just... That's pretty funny. Well, there's a mine over here. You know what there's not? A tomb. Fetcher flies, those things are obnoxious. I guess I'll cut some wood. Beach. Hey, there's a person right there with a quest. That's cool, because I don't already have 1,000,000 quests, so that'll be handy. Hello, quest person. How do you do? Malarethan.
So I was right. You're a sword for hire. Excellent.
What do you mean you were
My
right?
name's Malarethan of House Hlalu, and I have a proposition for you. I need someone to investigate what's going on in the Vasia Didanat ebony mine.
What's the problem?
Piqued your interest, have I? Capital.
Don't say capital.
My brother Benar and I share ownership of the mine, but I suspect he's hiding something from me. The little weasel's even locked down the entrance. Only his personal guards are allowed inside.
What do you want me to do?
There are only 2 keys to the mine. Benar keeps one in our manor house. The other is carried by the mine's foreman, Nox.
Nox!
I want you to procure a key, either one, and then search the mine for any sign of mischief. Report back with your findings.
Nox. Alright. I'll see what I can do.
Foreman Nox is somewhere in Balmora. Should be simple enough to pluck the key from his pockets. Or, if you prefer burglary, you could take my brother's key from the desk in his study. Our manor is just up the hill to the west of town.
Why don't you have a key to your own mine?
My dear brother prefers to keep our roles in the business separate. He runs the mine while I handle the finances. He doesn't interfere with my work, nor I his. That's the agreement.
You can't just talk to him?
Oh, I have, but Benar tells me nothing. It's just secure more buyers and hire more workers. He gets dreadfully annoyed when I press him about my concerns. Like, why do we need so many miners? Even the townsfolk are starting to talk about that.
What do you mean?
You haven't heard the rumors? The cursed mine of Vasir Didenot, they call it. They go in, but they don't come out. Now, just inane ghost stories, truth be told. But if the rumors persist, it could soil our reputation.
What kind of resistance is there going to be?
Well, the key should be no trouble. My brother is away at the moment, and the house guards are not exactly the keenest. If you choose to pickpocket the foreman, well, just avoid the city watch, I suppose.
What about in the mine?
That's the rub. The mine is well guarded. My brother insisted that I hire only the rowdiest and most ill-tempered mercenaries, so I brought on the Iron Hound Company. I can vouch for their pugnacity.
I can imagine going through all the job interviews here, and like, oh, sorry, you don't seem to be ill-tempered enough. I'm afraid we can't use you. How would you rate your ill-temperedness on a scale of 1 to 10? Wait, you're gonna send me against your family's own guards?
I'd prefer to avoid bloodshed, of course, but I don't want to tip my brother off. If he is up to something, I'll need deniability to maintain the element of surprise. Besides, they're mostly criminals, drunks, and skooma addicts. Expendable, yes?
Hey, I'm a criminal, motherfucker. So why do you think something's going on? I don't know that this guy's being honest with me.
Well, the mine has underperformed for years. I'd actually considered selling it. Until recently, that is. Ebony has been pouring out of the mine these past few months. Now, normally, I'd be overjoyed, but that's also when Benna became distant.
Is there something I should be looking for?
Anything out of the ordinary. I don't suppose you'd know the difference between pure ebony and... Never mind. Just give the mine a good look and keep an eye out for mischief. If you find anything odd, bring it back with you.
Looking for mischief. Make sure there's no rascals in there. Why do you seem so nervous?
I have many important clients that depend on the success of this mine. They'll hold me personally responsible if anything isn't correct. I'd like to avoid that kind of unpleasantness.
Yeah, I can tell how important this is to you. You're willing to entrust this to just a random person that walked by, that you know nothing about.
Foreman Knox is somewhere in Baltimore.
Foreman Knox! Alright. Fine. Honestly, I'm just looking for tombs. Hold on. Oh. Here's the Iron Hound assholes. Well, let's just casually stride past them. I found the mine. A lot of Iron Hound guys. Like, a lot. But I need to get the key before I bother even looking around here. For Moo. Oh! I didn't notice you there. You out-stealth the stealther. Another archer. We dual-arched that guy. Wait, who the fuck is shooting me? Apparently this person. That's enough out of you. That's enough out of you, he said sheepishly. Just wondering if there's a tomb anywhere in this entire realm. Get off me, Cliff Strider. Don't even think about it. Also, let's grab some iron. I haven't seen evidence of a single tomb anywhere. Not anywhere. There's a runestone, though. Alright, we're going to Balmora. Wait, obtain... Oh, that's the manor, huh? Well... I don't really want to get the key from the manor because I really want to get the key from Nox. Gotta get the Nox key. Because you know that one will be better. Like... I feel like... Wait... Take. I can take a Netch calf? What happens if I take it? I get guts. Ooh, I just immediately converted it to guts? That's a little more violent than I was expecting. I thought I was just gonna have my own little baby Netch. Like, hey, now I've got a Netch. But no. I just immediately disemboweled it. It didn't say disembowel when I moused over it, and it just said take. Gotta be careful. You gotta be careful what you take in this world. Who knows what you might actually end up doing. Like, this says talk. But the next thing I know, this guy could be reduced to a pile of fucking squirming viscera. Why would it be squirming? I don't know.
Somewhere in...
Just because? Oh, that's the way to Balmora over there. This bridge is... I don't know where it goes. It goes elsewhere. Like blood from a stone. A dark elf businessman named Malor Rathan is convinced that his brother and partner, Benar, is hiding something in the Vasir Didinat ebony mine. He asked me to investigate. I need a key to gain access to the mine. The mine's foreman, Nox, carries one that I could pickpocket. Benar also keeps one under guard in the Rathan Manor House. Right. Also, I think it's worth noting that there are no tombs anywhere in Vavardenfell. 29 tombs my ass. They must all be concentrated in areas where I'm not. What do we have going on over here? Who are you? A magister, apparently. Has nothing better to do but sit in this little tent.
Always glad to see a fellow adept returning to our halls. I trust your search for knowledge goes well?
Not really, no. My search for knowledge is sucking. Now my search for... Actually, my search for anything isn't going well. I don't have any money. Oh, why am I talking to you? I don't want to talk to a guild store.
What?
Alright, here's the Way Shrine. There's another guild store. There's another guild store. This place seems nice. There's a house guard. There's another fucking quest guy. That's what I need. Like a hole in the head. Another quest. Okay, so I'm currently doing like 50 quests here, and I don't even remember what they are. Gather information 0 out of 3. What the heck quest is that for? That must be for the main one, Divine Inquiries. I need to inquire at the inn, talk to mine workers, and look into a house veteran proclamation. Okay. Well, first there's Sergeant Faldris here.
I can't believe they want us to go outside the house to find Vea.
Right, I don't know what that means.
You look like the traveling sort. In your excursions, have you perchance come upon a young dark elf named Vea? She went missing a couple of weeks ago and her father desperately seeks any information regarding her whereabouts.
I think if I did know where Vea was, I definitely wouldn't tell you. I don't think I've seen anyone named that.
That's a shame. Her father, Eris, the house counselor here in Balmora, promises that anyone who can find his daughter and return her safely to his side will be well rewarded.
No, they won't. They'll get 240 gold. I'm not fooled, sir. I'm not fooled. You got any other information?
You should speak to Counselor Eris. He's opened the kin house to interview potential recruits. Freelancers, as it were. If you're interested, go speak to the counselor. The longer Vea remains missing, the more distressed Counselor Eris becomes.
Alright, I'll talk to him. Why not?
Counselor Eris can be found at the Redarin kin house. And do hurry. He's ever so troubled by our failure to locate young Vea. If he finds that an outsider can succeed where the house guard has failed, so be it.
I don't think you like this.
I have no issue with Counselor Eris seeking help. It's where he's decided to get that help that concerns me. House Redarin doesn't need outsiders to take care of its business. But who am I to question a house counselor?
Who is this counselor?
Counselor Eris Relith oversees Redarin operations in Balmora and the surrounding countryside. He's very influential, very powerful. Usually, the counselor doesn't allow his passions to get the better of him. But Vea is his daughter, after all.
So what happened to Vea?
If I knew what happened to the counselor's daughter, I wouldn't be talking to you now, would I? As far as we can tell, she left of her own accord. There wasn't any foul play involved that we're aware of. Beyond that, you'd have to ask the counselor.
So what's the deal with House Redarin?
How can anyone not know about House Redarin? Is this some sort of Outlander ruse?
Nope.
Well, in that case, Redarin is the grandest of the great Dunmer houses.
They all think they're the grandest.
Beauty and piety, and we have a proud military tradition. Our house comes first in all things. I don't understand why Eris seeks outside help.
Well, apparently your house doesn't come first in finding lost daughters. Get off me, scrub. A House Redarin counselor seeks information regarding his missing daughter, Vea Relith. After exhausting house resources, he's turned to outside help in a concerted effort to find her. If I want to help find the missing dark elf named Vea, I need to go to the Redarin kin house and talk to Counselor Eris Relith. Alright, I'll get right on that. Whoop, we got ourselves a proclamation on the wall. House Redarin Proclamation. By order of the House Guard and the Redarin High Council, the Shulk ore mine is closed, and all operations toward reopening the mine have been suspended. Workers should stay away until further notice, and visitors are strongly cautioned to avoid the area on pain of fine or imprisonment, or both. This includes you, Crew Chief Hondolf. That Crew Chief Hondolf, what a rascal. Note that every effort shall be made to locate the missing mine workers as soon as possible. Is anybody not missing in this fucking area? Is anybody not missing? What's up, my little Sepatter? How you doing? Oh, good. There's a door I can't go in. Rascally Hondolf. Who's this guy? Hey, you. Never mind. You're not interesting. If I can't F you, I'm not interested in you. Pretty much just like in real life. Alright, what's up here? Lord Drono's townhouse. It's locked. Well, I'm no longer a housebreaker. I've turned a new leaf. So I'm not gonna break into that house. Here's a Redoran. Alright. I can't F him, so F him.
Well?
Yeah, there we go. If I can't F you, F you. How scandalous, says Nox. Oh, I can F her.
Could you spare some gold? A little food? Perhaps a fine pair of shoes?
Which would help you most?
Food sates me and clothing protects me, but gold gives me a choice. Saint Veloth illustrated the value of choice when he differentiated the good Daedra from the bad.
I didn't ask all that. Here, have some gold.
Blessings of the three upon you.
There you go. If you only get that much gold for 2 more people, you can have a potato. What the fuck? You've got a whole basket of apples literally sitting right here. Don't talk to me about needing food. They're spilling out, too. I mean, you could just reach over and grab one. What? See, these people just aren't enterprising enough. That's my theory about these MMOs, where they fucking ask you to do every single little thing for them. Is these people are just super lazy. It's like, in a world where everyone is terminally lazy, heroes will arise who are willing to do the simplest of tasks.
Did you hear? House Redoran denounced the Morag Tong. Isn't that rich?
I guess. They're just not appealing enough to them? Oh, Nox. Oh, Nox. She needs to start saying Alm CV for the Morag. Who the fuck are the Morag Tong?
Our sanctioned guild of assassins. Oh, it's all strictly above board. Necessary, even. Allows the houses to let off steam without costly wars and massive casualties. The Morag Tong are strictly professional. Nothing like that mad Dark Brotherhood.
Hey, I'm part of the Dark Brotherhood. So, why is House Redoran denouncing them then, if they're so, quote, above board? The old above board assassinations! With high enough persuasion, you should be able to end the quest by saying, Orange, you going to eat those instead? It just never end.
Because they're getting the sharp end of the dagger, of course. Just you wait. Once a few House Halalu officials fall to the Morag Tong axe, Redorans will say the assassins are the best thing for commerce since we domesticated the Kwama.
Interesting. Thanks for filling me in on the local politics. A pleasure effing you. Can I F you? Yes, I can.
The Redoran are skeevers, every one of them, and I'll fight anyone who tries to tell me different.
You might not want to let them hear you say that. We got us a rowdy one in here. Join Possum Lodge, because if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. What? John Badman is recruiting for his guild, apparently. Well, John, good luck with that, but no. This place is like kind of labyrinthine, but also kind of devoid of anything. Like, what? Why are there so many just, like, empty areas here? It's really weird. Oh, Rethan's house. I do need to go in there. Wait, you cannot use that door right now. Damn it. Fine. Apparently, certain doors have to be in the mood. Alright, who are you? Can I F you? Caretaker Sarathron. No. I cannot. Here's a fancy looking little fountain. What do you want? Well, I want to gain quests and to solve quests. That's pretty much what I want. How about you? Nope. Popeil? Like Ron Popeil? I've seen your infomercials. There's a certain technique to loosen the doors to make them ajar. There wasn't really a joke there, though. Like, you just used the word ajar. Oh, but I guess you're making a joke on, like, loosening a jar, right? Like, when you loosen up the lid on a jar or something? Who's this? Nobody. Not one of your best, Nox. Not one of your best. But, you know what? It can't always be. If it was always your best, then the phrase, your best, would have no meaning. Yeah, we've read the proclamation. Wait, I just gained gather information a second time off the same proclamation? That is dumb. Another uneffable.
So long.
That guy's ineffable. Ineffable. You know, because it's a word and it can't be effed. Well, I guess we're outside of the town now, so probably don't have any reason to go this direction. I think I've pretty well looked around. Nope. So much nope. I think I've pretty well looked around this big, random, empty side of town. Bereft, so had to be left. What's this?
Take care of yourself, Father. You always were good at that.
Something's going on here. Mills, can I talk to you? No, of course not. You? No. How about you, hiding back here? No? Any tombs back here? Just randomly? I mean, where are these tombs at? You know, if there were like 8 tombs or something, I'd be like, okay, they're gonna be spread out all over the place. You know, they're gonna be, you're not gonna see one very often. But if there's 29 on this island, I feel like I should be seeing them all the damn time. Because 29 is a lot. It's 9 more than 20. And 20 is already a lot. You know? It's one fewer than 30, and 30 is ludicrous.
If you just listen.
Wait, is he just having the same conversation with his son?
Father, you always were good at that.
Alright, get out of here, Mills. I'm here to talk to your dad.
For work.
Apparently he's got a quest for me too. I can go in his house. Alright. What do you need, buddy?
I'm in need of a strong set of legs, traveler. And you look like one capable of protecting yourself. Will you aid an old Mer in one last task?
Well, sorry to tell you this, but I'm keeping my legs. You can't have them for whatever crazy, like, golem that you're making. Alright, what do you need?
I have an obligation to my family. No, a duty of utmost importance. But I have grown too feeble to fulfill it. If you would take this memory stone to the few places of significance in my life, I will pay you well.
Here we go. First he says the few places of significance. Then I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. He was like, great, there's 29 of them. Ha 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 ha! What's a memory stone?
It allows one to archive memories for future generations. I hope to do this for my children, who have grown estranged. Invoke my stone at the locations I've marked on your map, and the memories I wish to archive will manifest.
Alright, I'll try it.
I thank you for your aid. Fewer than ever are willing to aid their elders in these troubled times. Now I suppose the distance with my children is my fault, not theirs.
What's gonna happen when I use this thing?
I cannot travel with you, but I have attuned this stone to my soul. When you use it at the locations I've marked, it will summon echoes of things that once occurred there. The stone absorbs these echoes, allowing others to view them.
What else can you tell me about this stone?
It is a rare gem. Once, long ago, Redguard warriors carried them into battle. One of the most famous was a sword singer in the First Age, Makeleleki. No historians will cherish my thoughts, certainly, but perhaps my children will come to in time.
How'd you get this thing, if it's so rare?
I purchased it from my master, Drenham, a Telvanni mage of middling repute. I have served him for how long? Many, many years. For as long as I can remember. I will serve him until I die, no doubt. But that will not be long now.
Yeah, you wonder how well hidden they are. Welcome back, Boss Pie. How you doing? Was that one of your kids you were just arguing with?
Ah, yes. Mills. My son has never really forgiven me for never being here for them. He's a stranger in my own home. No. If anything, it's the other way around. Even Naria has grown accustomed to my absence.
Naria? She resent you also?
Naria less than Mills. But both my children grew up largely on their own. My duties to Master Drenham consumed a great deal of my time. Mills especially grew up with Naria and no one else. He despises me, and I don't blame him.
Why didn't you spend more time with your kids?
You'll know soon enough. As will they, I hope. I failed them as a father, but they are safe, aren't they? I kept them safe.
Sure. Bye. I mean, frankly, that's better than my parents did. Alright, what's going on in here? I'm just looking around, don't mind me, not here to steal anything. Just here to check out your books. Nobility and Theft, a treatise on conscientious larceny. That's pretty cool. but I'm not going to read it. And Mean Old Torch Bug. Oh, I think I have to read this one. Hold on, though. Let's not jump into anything half-cocked. Paintings everywhere. Ooh, look at this triptych. That's pretty cool. What up, Argonian? My people. Song of Pelennor, Volume 6. I'd rather not. Vardenfell, Flora and Fauna. Oh shit, I gotta read that too. Urania's Lament. This looks like it's about Altmer stuff, so I'm not gonna read it. Hymn to Kine, that's a Nord thing. On Extending Existence, I've already read by Barrelzar. We're supposed to go to Barrelzar's Tower as one of our quests. Ashlander Tribes and Customs, crap, I gotta read that too. Legacy of the Dragon Guard, I don't need to read that. Alright, so there's 3 books in this house that I gotta read. So let's go into reading time. It's reading time. Ashlander Tribes and Customs, 834 words. Here we go. What? I seriously can't read that one. Dude, I think there's some crazy lightning outside just now. Mean Old Torch Bug. Well, that's fine. I'll read it off the shelf then. Where is the shelf that had it? Not this one. Alright, here we go. Ashlander Tribes and Customs. By Ulrun Relith of House Redoran. Hey, related to the Relith that we... The Dunmerry nomads, known as the Ashlanders, wander Morrowind's wildness, going where they will and doing what they please. Free of the strictures that both provide structure and a high degree of rigidity for the great houses, they organize in loose tribes and hearken back to an earlier time in Dark Elf history. They subsist as herder-hunters and find simple pleasures in a more natural lifestyle. Ashlanders revere their ancestors and worship Daedra, refusing to acknowledge the divinity of the living gods of the tribunal. They occasionally trade with other tribes and even with the great houses, exchanging guar hides and shulk resin for news of the wider world and goods they can't easily acquire in the wild. Within their nomadic society, the Ashlanders are courteous, proper, and polite. When dealing with outsiders, though, they can become easily offended. Tribal leaders, called Ashkans, serve as the warrior protector of the community they lead. Hey, what's up, Dennis? Thanks for the host. Appreciate it. How you doing? Reading books, you know how I do. Second in command is the Gula Khan, who serves as the voice of the tribe in matters of trade and negotiations. Outsiders will do well to approach the Gula Khan first before attempting to seek an audience with the Ashkan. Each tribe also has a wise woman, a farseer who keeps the songs, lore, and prophecy of the tribe. She is the spiritual leader of the tribe, so it sounds like they have very defined gender roles. The rest of the tribe stands as equals, sharing responsibilities as they hunt, herd, forage, and otherwise support each other. Bird knocks. Bird. You were playing Octopath Traveler on Switch? Cool. How's that game going? Enjoying it? Is it everything you hoped and dreamed for? The nomads are organized into 4 primary tribes. Well, let's learn about all these tribes, shall we? The Ahem Musa tribe likes to clear their throat a lot. No, the Ahem Musa tribe resides in the southern coastal regions and swamplands of Vardenfell. In years past, they traveled from coast to coast, fishing and hunting, but more recently have largely been pushed out into the Bitter Coast region as Telvanni and Redoran settlements spring up around their former grounds. The Achim Musa are among the most peaceful of Outlander tribes, and the weakest in terms of amassing any sort of war band. They wear light clothing, often adorned with small shells, scales, and even netting. Their weapons are more like tools, simple knives and spears they can use to work as well as defend themselves if need be. They prefer to keep to themselves and be left alone, living out their lives hunting, herding, and especially fishing. They have a small, semi-permanent settlement currently along the Bitter Coast, where they live off the fish and other local wildlife in the swamplands. You unlocked a cleric today? She's awesome. Clerics are always awesome. Alright, the names of these tribes are killing me. The Arabaninsum tribe resides in the Molag Amur region of Vavardenfell, and are as dour and dangerous as the volcanic ashlands they hail from. The Arabanimson are quite war-loving. They are seen as greedy and cruel by their fellow Ashlanders, and are believed to not have respect for many Ashlander customs. They care little about prophecy, history, and lore, so the wise woman has little power in this tribe. Arabanimson are also typically the most heavily armed and armored. They are warriors first and foremost, valuing strength above all else. Then there's the Urshalaku tribe, the most highly respected tribe and the second most populous. They reside in the West Gash region. That seems like a unfortunately named area. And the Northern Ashlands, which, like the Grazelands, is considered prime hunting and foraging land. But more than its many hunters, warriors, and herders, Urshalaku is famed for its lore keepers. It is the only tribe that currently has multiple Farseers, and the wise woman of Urshalaku is widely renowned. Urshalaku has been key in ushering in a temporary age of peace among the Ashlander tribes, for all are listening when the oracles speak of an age of coming strife that the tribes must prepare for. In particular, it is the Urshalaku tribe that keeps faith that Nerevar Incarnate will return soon to unite the people. Isn't this basically what the game Morrowind is about? Is you come back, your character's like the Nerevar, and you have to unite the Ashlander tribes and stuff? I mean, I haven't played Morrowind, but I've watched people play it. Urshalaku are some of the only Ashlanders to occasionally use magic. More common than actual spell weaving is enchanting and alchemy, at which they are highly skilled. They are also the tribe most interested in ancient relics, scrolls, and other items one might find in the ruins dotting Vavardenfell. Bringing them such things is one way to gain favor with this tribe. And finally, we have the most populous tribe, the proud and confident Zainab. Resides in the fertile Grazelands region of northeast Vavardenfell. Like the Ahamusa, they are surprisingly peaceable and friendly even to Outlanders, although they are somewhat greedy and arrogant as well. Zainab is, in a way, the oddest of the tribes in that they follow the old ways, but they are extremely interested in the change that has overtaken Vavardenfell. They freely trade with the great houses, and some have even sought to forge more firm business deals with houses like Hlalu. The Grazelands, that's right, Nox. All in all, one gets the impression that Zainab is the most willing to adapt, even if they will not entirely leave their Ashlander lifestyle behind. Zainab possesses the most diverse collection of goods, including their arms and armor. They typically trade for goods instead of crafting them, and they are well known for harvesting, foraging, and mining in the rich Grazelands, which has led to their unrivaled prosperity. Alright, well, I have a feeling we're going to meet all of these tribes. Aw, my little Sepatter was hiding under the bed. Alright. So, here we're going to read about Vardenfell flora and fauna next. By Telenra Sildreth, Telvanni naturalist. The Vavardenfell landscape undergoes a constant cycle of death and rebirth. Red Mountain's lava flows. Eruptions and ashfall cause dieback in the deciduous woodlands and mushroom jungles. Violent upheaval alters the landscape and buries, or exposes, the fallen ruins of ancient civilizations. But the island expands as lava hardens, and new plants and fungi emerge from the cooling ashes among the formations of igneous rock. Plant life flourishes in the rich soil fertilized by volcanic activity, and so Vivardenfell serves as home to a diverse set of habitats and environments. How am I liking the Morrowind expansion so far? It's fun, it's good. It's not bad. Morrowind is kind of one of my least favorite, parts of Tamriel, but it's still, the expansion is still really good, though. Except for the sermons of Vivek, that guy is nutter. Fungi quickly absorb rich nutrients from the volcanic soil and grow to enormous proportions and dominate the landscape. The large ink-cap mushrooms along the Bitter Coast thrive on the detritus of decaying swamp life, while smaller fungus varieties cover the rocks, trees, and even some animals, such as the fungus-encrusted shroom beetle. Adorable. Yeah, I've seen them. They're gross. Balmora, in the southwest and inland from the Bitter Coast, is still forested, though ash from Red Mountain eruptions threatens to denude the slopes. Denude's a cool word. Though barren, the ashlands host a remarkable number of species. Ash hoppers skitter through the dry ash dunes, and giant Xylaria fungi extend their tendrils into the sky. Travelers beware! Hungry reptilian cliffstriders lurk atop the crags. Yeah, I've met them. They're not friendly. Fetcher flies build their hives, which are also not friendly, where they can tap volcanic heat to gestate their eggs. When they hatch, the queen taps a source of magma to animate the nest, and it transforms into a walking hive golem that relocates the swarm to new surroundings. Nyx oxen roam the grazelands in the northeastern part of the island, and though generally considered to be mild-mannered my ass, they attack me every time. They will not hesitate to defend their territory. Two-legged Vivardvarks roam through the grasses and feed on small bugs. Some people keep these delightful creatures as pets, despite their terrible smell. Ancestral tombs dot the landscape. I can't tell. And powerful Daedra known as Hunger have recently been seen within. The largest mushrooms in Morrowind appear in Zephyrbell Bay. This majestic species is cultivated by Telvanni wizards and take a wizard's lifetime, 1,000 years, to grow. These fungus forests have a special ecology of their own, but that's a subject for another book. Can't wait to read that one. We also have to read Mean Old Torchbug. It sounds like it's going to be like a folk tale. Hungers are dicks, are they, son? I haven't met them. This is the last book we gotta read here. Mean Old Torchbug. Mean Old Torchbug lived near the Quama mine. He loved to taunt and tease the Quama workers, but especially enjoyed getting brave little Scrib into trouble. Oh, he was never obvious about his troublemaking, and for the most part, the brave little Scrib considered the tiny Torchbug to be her friend. If brave little Scrib took a moment to consider all the times she wound up punished because she listened to Torchbug, she might have felt differently about the mean little creature. But the brave little Scrib never thought much about such things. It wasn't in her nature. A life drain is a dot? Yeah, that's rude. That's super rude. One day after she grew bored watching the Quama workers busily move the Quama eggs from one section of the hatchery to another, brave little Scrib ventured out of the mine. Every time I see the word Quama, I'm always, in my head, I'm like, Quama, 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 chameleon. Every time. I don't know why. Ventured out of the mine. It was a beautiful day, sunny and warm, with a gentle breeze blowing through the mushroom forest. Quama warriors stood guard at the entrance and asked her where she was going. "I'm going out to play," she answered, which she thought was totally obvious to anyone other than the serious warrior. As brave little Scrib entered the mushroom forest, she saw a glowing light hovering above the trail ahead. It was her friend, mean old Torchbug, though she never called the tiny insect such a horrible name. "Hello, tiny Torchbug," Scrib called out. "And greetings to you, little Scrib," Torchbug sang, his voice like a crackling fire. Voice like a crackling fire is good. "What brings you out of the mine on this beautiful day?" "I've come to play," brave little Scrib said cheerfully. "The mine is dreadfully dull as the workers are constantly busy and all the warriors want to do is fight and fight and fight. I'm looking for an adventure." "An adventure?" Torchbug asked gleefully. "I know just the thing to fill your day with excitement and provide me with an amusement to brighten up my afternoon." Oh no, don't listen to the Torchbug, brave little Scrib. Don't listen. In Morrowind, you have to have high-tier weapons and reasonably good skill, or they will drain you faster than you can kill them. Oh, that sounds tough. They're probably easy as peasy in this game, though. Remembering the other suggestions Torchbug shared with her during the time they'd known torture. Oh, Nox. During the time they'd known each other, Scrib asked suspiciously, "What do you have in mind?" "There's a mage tower nearby, in one of the tall mushrooms. That mage that lives there is always looking for a brave little Scrib to play games with. She knows the most interesting games." Yeah, I wouldn't trust this at all. "What kinds of games?" Scrib asked, suddenly excited despite her suspicions. "Oh, the best kind, I assure you." "Then lead the way, tiny Torchbug," Scrib said, and she followed the glowing insect deeper into the shadows cast by the looming mushroom spires. I feel like the moral of this story is going to be don't trust a Torchbug. As brave little Scrib followed Torchbug toward the mushroom tower, she noticed a pile of empty jars heaped haphazardly near the tower's base. She stopped to inspect the jars, sniffing at the sticky, sweet residue that clung to the discarded vessels. Uh-oh. "Is something wrong, little Scrib?" Torchbug asked, flitting back to hover above the piled jars. "There's something familiar about this smell," brave little Scrib said, "but I can't quite place it." "That's just the remains of the jelly the mage likes to spread on toasted bread. In fact, that's one of the games she loves to play when brave little Scribs come to call." Oh, is this Scrib jelly a thing in this? I think brave little Scrib's about to be brave little jelly. Brave little breakfast. Now, brave little Scrib isn't the most clever Quama in the mine, but she has her moments. This was one of them. "You want to watch the mage turn me into Scrib jelly, don't you, you mean old Torchbug?" "Of course," Torchbug sang. "I so want to see how the jelly gets made." "I think we'll save that for another day, Torchbug," brave little Scrib said. "If you insist, little Scrib," Torchbug sang. "Have a good day." And brave little Scrib raced back to the Quama mine, leaving Torchbug in the shadows with the empty jars. That was one adventure she was glad to miss. What the fuck? This story's not good. It doesn't have any kind of, like, special twist ending or moral or anything. It's just something bad almost happened, but then it didn't. Story's over. Well, that's a few minutes of our lives we won't get back. Okay. Yay, potential threat. It lets me know that Torchbugs are assholes, though. So, keep that in mind. An elderly dark elf named Gillan Lorano contacted me to transport a memory stone to locations across Vardenfell. He wishes to archive his memories for future generations. The first memory Gillan wishes to retrieve is in a valley near Balmora. Optional steps. I witnessed an argument between Gillan and his son Mills. If I speak to Mills, perhaps he can shed some light on what he and his father were arguing about. Alright, where are you, Mills? Mills, I found you. Faffing about, fishing out of the canal here. Talk to me, Mills.
Do you make a habit of randomly accosting people while they fish?
Yes. What were you and your father arguing about?
I don't see how that's any of your business. I've nothing to say to my father or those his Telvanni master employs.
Look, do you want to get kicked into the canal right now? No? Alright, then it's my business. Your father works with the Telvanni.
Whatever this is about, it's no concern of mine. My father managed to leave me out of his life. He can leave me out of his problems too. You want to talk? My sister Neria works the stables. She tolerates my father's business better than I do.
Alright, I'd much rather talk to Neria anyway. Mills seems to resent his father and has no interest in sharing the details of their relationship. However, he directed me to his sister, Neria, who works at the Balmora stables. She may be more willing to speak to me about Gilon. Alright, we'll talk to Neria. I'm sure she'll have Neria a harsh word to say. Did you just? Yes, I just. A lot of house guards around. There's a couple uneffables. Ineffables. Neria, harsh word, yeah. Soul gems just laying around, but apparently somebody owns them. Imagine that. Ooh, ordinators. Tends all things, mystic.
All things grow. All things need tending. How can I tend to you, friend?
Really? Do rocks need tending? Cheese cutter. What's up, ordinators? How about if I... Oh, the Balmora Tribunal Temple. That sounds like an important place. Let's go in. Uh-oh. Oh no, not this again. We've already read the Truth in Sequence Volume 2. No, no, don't do this. Alright, if it's gonna start doing this, I gotta log out and log back in. I think that fixed it the last time. Glitch! Patch! Exactly, Dennis. Glitch! Patch! That's been happening to me every so often. It might not be the game's fault though, it might be because I have so many mods installed. My mods might be fucking shit up, I'm not sure. Glitch. Patch. Trials, huh? Have you ever done a trial, Dennis? In this game? I've never done a trial. I've only done a few of the dungeons, actually. You have? Was it fun? Does it come with tribulations? That is the real question. Do you get 240 gold for doing it? It was a challenge. Ethereal Fragments. Lady Cinnabar of Tanith. Well, we're not reading that right now. Not relevant to Morrowind. Already read it. What is this? The Night Mother. I'm pretty sure I read this book back when I was doing the Dark Brotherhood DLC. Oh no, there's a volume 4? I thought the 3 volumes were it. Motherfucker, there's a volume 4. Here we go with more Clockwork God stuff. The Truth in Sequence, Volume 4. Taken from the sermons of Deldris Morvain, 4th Tourbillon to the mainspring ever wound. By the word I wind the gears. Can you imagine if all 36 sermons have their own books? Because I've only read 2 of the 36 right now. If I have to read 34 more of those sermons, I'm gonna actually... I don't know. My brain's gonna explode. IRL. Spontaneous human combustion. By the word I wind the gears. Now I speak to you of Sothasil's silence. The children of Ash sometimes ask, where is our Clockwork God? Why does only the Tourbillon speak his truth in mortal sequence? They ask in hushed tones, with brows creased by fear. Do not flee from such questions, child of the Tribunal. These are the little blasphemies that lead to wisdom. The faultless flame that turns ignorance to steam. Alright, I like that. I like that sentence. I like the concept of little blasphemies that lead to wisdom. Flame that turns ignorance to steam. So ignorance is like water. I like it. There are 36 of them. Okay. Well, maybe I just won't find them all. You'll be in lurk mode. Got an early day tomorrow. Alright, Dennis. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate that host, too. For the mainspring ever wound is the father of curiosity, and curiosity is the joyful destroyer. Only in sundering can things be made whole. Only the disassembled engine can be scrubbed and made clean. So, smash the old machines, topple your mind's idols, and from the wreckage assemble new truths, flawless and watertight. The 36 Lessons of Vivek. Oh no, it's a link to the wiki. Dear Lord. Do you see now, child of the Tribunal? It is the silence of Sothasil that gives birth to the intrepid mind. Knowledge must be found, and to find a thing it must be hidden. What? It is not enough to be told. The whir of the machine is as silence to the one who lives within it. A turbine ever oiled does not know the lack of oil, does not know the purpose of oil, and so it is with truth. Alright, I can kinda get with that. I mean, I see what they're saying there. Now, you must know that curiosity is not without cost. Alm, forgive this heresy. V, forgive this heresy. Oh, I just figured out what Alm CV is. I mean, I know I knew this at one time in the past, because now I remember it, but I didn't know it up until right now. Alm CV is just the abbreviations for the 3 members of the Tribunal. Alm for Alm Alexia, C for Sothasil, and V for Vivek. Okay, now the Alm CV thing makes sense. It's basically just something like an acronym for the Tribunal. I don't know why they don't just say Tribunal. I guess it's something of a portmanteau as well, but not a very good one. I speak the words in sequence only. Pay heed to the laws of golden masks, but know also their limits. Pay heed to the songs of dancing glass, but know also the boundaries of their scale. Their truth is the truth of inertia, of gravity. Their hearts are vessels filled with liquid brass, resistant to harm but incapable of movement. The mainspring ever wound spurns that which does not move. In the nern ensuing, that which does not move shall be fed to the kiln amaranthine, where Set's quiet wrath burns like the sun, and broken cogs are made whole. The wheels eternal must spin. The Tamriel final must tick and talk. Anuvana see. Each and each must take its place in the whole, for if even one piece is missing, the whole is not whole. By the word, I wind the gears. Okay, yeah, I get it. They're still kind of preaching the same thing. It doesn't not make sense to me. Alright, what else they got going on in here? Hey, it's another Dren! There's like a whole fucking family of Drens. You got some weird relatives, bro. You got some weird relatives. Volume 4. Who are you? I can't F you, so doesn't matter. Alright, we've read the Red Diamond song before. I've sung the Red Diamond song before. On the Clockwork City. Oh, by Barrelzar again. Okay, we gotta read this. We gotta read this. But hold on. Volume 1, read it. Dear Thane. Oh, Rigert the Brash's letter, read it. Oh no, Sermon 20. Here we go. We found one of the sermons. 6 are the walking ways. Okay. Alright, we're gonna read the sermon first, then we'll read about the Clockwork City, because if we read the sermon, it's gonna make my soul sad, and I can use the other one to, like, wash it down with. Like, as a palate cleanser from the nonsense of Sermon 25. The 36 Lessons, Sermon 25, by Vivek. Sermon 25, are you prepared for nonsense? Because nonsense is about to be spoken here. Here we go. The Scripture of the City. All cities are born of solid light, such as my city, his city. But then the light subsides, revealing the bright and terrible angel of Veloth. He is in his pre-chimerical form, demonic Vek. Gaunt and pale and beautiful, skin stretched painfully thin on birds' bones, feathered serpents encircling his arms. His wings are spread out behind him, their red and yellow ends like razors in the sun. The wispy mass of his fire hair floats as if underwater, milky in the nimbus of light that crowns his head. His presence is undeniable, the awe too much to bear. This is God's city, different from others. Cities from foreign countries put their denizens to sleep and walk to the star-wounded east to pay homage to me. The capital of the northern men, crusty with eon's ice, bows before Vivek the city. Me, it together. Self-thought streets rush through tunnel blood. I have rebuilt myself. Hyper-eyed signposts along my traffic arm, soon to be an inner sea. My body is crawling with all gathered to see me rising up like a monolithic instrument of pleasure. My spine is the main road to the city that I am. Countless transactions are taking place in veins and catwalks, and the roaming as they roam over and through and add to me. There are temples erected along the hollow of my skull, and I will ever wear them as a crown, walk across the lips of God. They add new doors to me, and I become effortlessly trans-immortal with the comings and goings and the stride heat of the market where I am traded for. Yell of the children, hear them play, scoffed at, amused, desired, paid for in native coin, new minted with my face on one side and my city body on the other. I stare with each new window. Soon I am a million-eyed insect dreaming. Red sparking war trumpets sound like cattle. Cattle. in the ribcage of shuffling transit. The heretics are destroyed on the plaza knees. I flood over into the hills, houses rising like a rash, and I never scratch. Cities are the antidotes to hunting. I raise lanterns to light my hollows, lend wax to the thousands, the candlesticks that bear my name again and again, the name innumerable, shutting in, mantra and priest, God's city, filling every corner with the naming name, wheeled, circling, running river language, giggling with footfalls, mating, selling, stealing, searching, and worry not, ye who walk with me. This is the flowering scheme of the Orbis. This is the promise of the Psij. Egg, image, man, God, city, state. I serve and am served. I am made of wire and string and mortar, and I accede my own precedent. World without am. Ending of the words is Om CV. Okay, you know what? This one actually, compared to the others we read, this one's actually a lot less nonsense. This one's pretty much just straightforward poetry that actually semi-makes sense, whereas the other ones are just absolute nonsense. So that one wasn't that bad compared to the others. Alright, we're gonna read On the Clockwork City now by Barrelzar, whose tower we need to go to. But I think we're gonna meet this guy. Mage of the 7th Order and Artificer Extraordinaire. I studied at the feet of the Father of Mysteries. I learned of magic and machines from the Clockwork God. I searched for the secrets of oblivion with the inspiration of craft and sorcery. I did all this and more with the light of knowledge, the sea in Almsivi, the wizard mystic of the tribunal, Sothasil. As student and disciple, I spent many long years at the Magus' side, helping to maintain and expand his ultimate creation, the Clockwork City. No, I don't want to know the secret of the lessons. The presence of the cattle made the sermon more stable. Yes, Nox. Yes, it did. The Clockwork City. By the way, we get to go to the Clockwork City because that's one of the DLCs. In fact, it's probably the DLC that I'll do next. After I finish Morrowind, I'll probably go to the Clockwork City next. Now, rumors and stories and exaggerations galore persist about the fabled complex. The purpose of this book is to neither confirm nor deny these tales. Instead, I plan to add to the mystery and the extraordinary wonder of the place. Hopefully, my old master will approve. Let's start with a few basic turns of the gear as I reveal a secret but wrap it in a mystery. The Clockwork City is a giant complex the size of a world, but it fits inside a glass dome no larger than a good-sized netch. Here's another contradiction. Sothasil was definitely inspired by the technology of the Dwemer, but the brass tunnels, giant gears, electrical fountains, and lightning falls sound awesome, are all uniquely the creation of the magus of the three. Finally, while it is said that the Clockwork City is a painstaking recreation of Nirn itself, quite the opposite is potentially true. The complex is the perfection of Nirn as imagined by the Clockwork God. Okay, so it's a model of the Nirn ensuing that they're talking about, the Tamriel final that we read about in the volumes 1 through 4. Okay, the new world that's supposed to be coming. I spent much of my apprenticeship adjusting cogs and regulating the flow of energy, but my happiest memories consist of tinkering in one of Sothasil's mini workshops, fabricantoriums, and ateliers, which is just a fancier way to say workshop, but the Magus loved to play with obscure words almost as much as the warrior poet. I loved participating in the endless and varied experiments that were constantly being performed throughout the city. We studied everything, always looking for a new theory to test or a device to improve. We build it because we can, Sothasil told me. But what I heard him say was, we build it because it's fun. Here's another mystery to ponder. You must humble yourself and become modest to enter the Clockwork City. Indeed, there's no room inside for anything larger than a shroom beetle, but once you gain entry, it's larger than anyone could ever fully explore. Contemplate that while the gears turn, I dare you. The city has residents, as any city should. Some, like the fabricants, were specifically created to fulfill necessary roles, but others live within the complex as well. Sotha Seal's current students and disciples wander the brass tunnels, maintaining the endless series of experiments that require monitoring and constant minute adjustments. There are also those the Magus invited to become part of one experiment or another, as well as the extraneous cast-offs, lost travelers, and trapped planar explorers. I've had some of the most interesting conversations ever with those I met in the Clockwork City. Finally, you have probably heard that Sotha Seal can forge the future using the Clockwork City. Certainly, the contrivances that spring from this well of invention will one day beat the world into a shape most pleasing to the Father of Mysteries. Beyond that, I cannot say. It is also said that the Clockwork City can be used to reshape the world. I won't reveal the meaning of that cryptic phrase, but I will confirm that those pistons pump true. Now I have my own experiments to return to. There's never enough time in the day. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I can't wait to check out the Clockwork City. Well, I mean, I can actually. I can wait, because I'm going to. But, idiomatically speaking, I can't wait. Notes on Elven Architecture, no one cares. Morrowind Fauna, Part 1. Uh-oh, have we read this before? We have, because it's not... We've read about Gwar and Elite and Kagudi and Scuttler and Bantam Gwar before. Way back. Truth Volume 2. There's a Dren. Let's see what's upstairs. We've got ourselves a nice little mezzanine level here.
What is it?
Oh, what's this on the wall? Ordinator Edict, Mandate 16. Let it be known. Heterodox religious practice is hereby banned within the city limits of Vivec. This includes, but is not limited to, veneration of the 8 apostasies, hist sap or moon sugar rituals, devotional Malakathian blood sport, and Daedric rites of communion. Any citizen who takes part in such ceremonies shall be jailed and subjected to corporal re-education. In other words, we're going to beat your ass. Any non-citizen who takes part in such ceremonies shall be banished or executed, depending on the severity of the infraction and the judgment of the attending ordinator. In either case, all devotional materials and literature shall be seized and burned in the pyres of purification. Such is the price of blasphemy. Keep to the tribunal or keep silent. Victory for the 3, Inquisitor Nevos Uveran. What a dick. So, all these people of other races and cultures come here, but they're not allowed to practice their religion or else they'll be killed or beaten. That isn't cool, you guys. That isn't cool. It's just not. It's just not. But I couldn't possibly fight Ordinators because they're like guards. They're impossible to... What happens if I like, right in front of these Ordinators? I don't think anything's gonna happen, but what if I toss on my... I'm an Ordinator too. Look at me. I'm wearing your armor. Doesn't that piss you off? Nothing you can do about it. Ha 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 ha. I've even dyed it inappropriate non-Ordinator colors, which should be like some kind of terrible blasphemy as well. I am the Dark Ordinator. No? You guys don't care? Okay. Fine. Look at this spoony motherfucker. You're lucky your name is green, sir. See, I can kill this guy, but I can't kill the spoon. Why do they always do that to me? It's so rude. Gorbog is here. What's up, Gorbog? GB, as I shall now call you. Abandoned cellar? What? You cannot open that lock. Alright. Fine, I guess. Be that way. Hey, it's Foreman Knox.
I don't remember.
Now, ordinarily I wouldn't be able to pick his pocket because he's got a green name. Usually you can't pickpocket green namers because you can't target them with anything. You can't pick their pockets, you can't kill them. Stable master. Alright, before we fuck around with any of this, let's go ahead and grab Foreman Knox's thing. He's just standing around looking all mopey. I got your key, sir.
How could I be so clumsy?
How could you be so clumsy, Foreman Knox? Look at him. He's got his bottle. He's all like derpified. He's all derpified. That's no proper Knox. Hashtag fake Knox.
The golden gua sleeps quietly in the night. Pass it on.
Whoa, I'm not part of whatever clandestine shit you're trying to do. I've already read that. Read that. Here's it. Oh, Neria. We found Neria. Good. What's up, Neria?
My, you look like a well-traveled individual. If you're looking to give your mount a well-deserved rest, you've come to the right place. We know how to pamper a loyal guar in Balmora.
Actually, I wanted to talk to you about your dad.
My father? Oh no, has he taken a fall? Or did he ask you to do something for him? He's been declining of late, and I'm afraid he's not entirely in his right mind.
I guess he's fine, but he argued with your brother.
Oh, Mills. He was so young when Mother passed. I've tried to explain that Father had to work to keep a roof over our heads, but it's been difficult. I raised Mills myself while Father was away, which was often. He's never forgiven Father for that.
How do you feel about your father working so much?
I wish he didn't have to work so much. Master Drennan pays well, but sometimes I worry he will work Father to death. He's just so tired all the time. Even when he finds time away, Mills refuses to see him, and I know that hurts him dearly.
So do you feel the same way as Mills?
I did for a bit, after Mother died. I didn't understand why Father couldn't be with us until I grew up and learned how hard it is to keep a family housed and fed. Now I appreciate all Father's sacrifices for us. I just wish Mills could see it.
What kind of work does he even do?
I'm afraid I don't know. All he's been able to tell me is that part of his contract with Master Drennan forbids him from disclosing any of the Master's business, even to his own children. Whatever he's doing, I'm certain it's important.
He works with the Telvanni?
Oh yes. Father is well regarded among the Telvanni Masters, even though he's never aspired to be one himself. Master Drennan trusts him implicitly, and if you know anything about the Telvanni, that's impressive on its own. They don't trust easily.
Interesting. Alright. Oh shit, this is one of those things. I'm like, what are these weird spiky poles? These are the legs of the fucking giant strider thing. What are these weird spiky poles? Is this a... Hey, did I find a tomb? Did I actually find a tomb? Yes, I found one. I can take a rubbing. Only 28 more to find. Only 28 more, you guys. Foreman Knox. Oh, Foreman Knox. Guy's probably making tons of puns and shit. Who are you? Nobody. Who are you? Nobody. Who are you? Nobody.
Well?
Please, this one needs to get out of here. Those cultists, they're insane.
All right, but keep your voice down. I'll be ready to leave soon enough. In the meantime, if anyone asks, you're just here to haul cargo.
What's this about cultists? Excuse me. I'd like to speak to you about these cultists. Oh, he's got a quest. Holy shit. Man, there's a lot of quests in this area. I've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Vardenfell quests, and now I'm about to get another one.
What? Who? This one is just here to haul cargo.
Oh, maybe he's just gonna give me information for that one quest rather than giving a new quest. I'm not sure. Relax. I'm here to help. What was that about cultists?
Cultists? But this one said nothing about cultists. Perhaps you are thinking of another Khajiit. Look, Renaku just wants to leave all these crazy dark elves behind and find a safer mine to work in. The Shulk ore mine is cursed.
If you tell me about the cultists, I can do something about it.
Really? You? Just leave Renaku out of it. If you want to know what happened so badly, just go out to the Shulk ore mine and see for yourself.
I don't think I want to intimidate this guy. Oh, he is a Khajiit though. Fuck him. Tell me about the cultists or I'll start yelling for the house guards.
No one likes a gwar licker, you clawless kitten. It happened a few days back. Weird cultists just barged in and took over the mine. This one managed to get away, but the crew chief and some of the others are still out there. Happy now, fish breath?
I get. Thanks. So, it says I need to see if I can find the mine's crew chief so I can talk to him. If anyone can tell me what's going on in the Shulk ore mine, it's him. The Randy Netch. That sounds like a scandalous fucking place. Intoxicated. I see what you did there. We've already been in Lorano's house. I'm getting lost in this place. Like, I'm not sure. Well, there's the Randy Netch Inn. We know we haven't been in there. We haven't talked to Grubesha.
Dark elves have unusual tastes, at least in my experience. I'll cater to those tastes, mind you. Just don't ask me to eat any slime or beetle curds. Thank you very much.
I hear that. I hear that. The Randy Netch. Hall Steward.
Vardenfell will soon need the services of the Fighters Guild. We're looking for recruits.
More furnishings. Alright, we've been here. There's the little basement thing. Alright, let's go into the Randy Netch. Catacombs of Cath Bedro. That's about High Rock, not relevant. What's up, Caroline?
House Halalu, wonderful folk and fair and honest merchants to the last. House Redrin, brave and noble, not a bad apple in their basket. No profit in talking ill of my clientele, no profit at all.
Standard crap. I like these little screens.
I've got to get back to work. No telling when we'll get another ration here.
Yeah, I don't think you will. There's Nudbahill.
Your custom is welcome here.
I don't think I can even ask the people in the inn about the cult now because I got allegedly enough information. Reddit. Can't F this guy. Still Reddit. Red Mountain drinking song. Brave little scrib song. Oh, it's more about the brave.
Stop weaving.
Another drunk. Him to kind. Oh, that's it for the inn, I guess. Not a great deal of interest in here. Can't do it no matter how much effort you put into it. Oh, effort. Good one, buddy. Good one. Effort. LOL. I try talking to these guys, but it just has no effect. No effect. I think we're closing in on Counselor Eris's business.
The Councillor has his priorities all out of sorts. The real threat lies to the south.
What threat?
House Halalu encroaching on ancestral Redoran lands. Building settlements even. I saw this coming ever since we let Fort Firemoth go fallow. Let your guard down even a little and those Halalu scribs will snatch away all they can.
Right. So I think this is the last place in the whole town. And we need to talk to the counselor about his missing daughter. Redoran Kin House. But deed which would make the defective. True. True enough, Nox. True enough. The Orc Song, we've read that before. Follow Construction Syndic. There's that guy. Persistence of Daedric Veneration. High Counselor Mariath, I have completed an extensive audit of our ongoing business association with the Hlaalu Construction Syndic. While it is true that they provided us with much-needed labor and resources, and it was certainly advantageous from a fiscal point of view due to their surprisingly, and now suspiciously, low bid for the contract, I have uncovered a number of disquieting consequences as a result of this continuing relationship. As far as the construction of the towns of Suran and Balmora, aside from the garish use of Hlaalu architecture, when the contract clearly called for the utilization of a more dignified Redoran design, they did complete the work on time and on budget. However, we inadvertently provided them with a foothold beyond Sedanin. This, in turn, has enabled them to establish business relations with all sources of raw materials and provisions throughout Vivardenfell, giving House Hlaalu a near monopoly in these areas. Much of House Redoran now buys all of its local goods through Hlaalu aggregators. Moreover, House Hlaalu continues to expand its influence in both towns, much to the chagrin of our regional councilors. It's clear they have their eyes on these strategic locations, and I fear that they know how to conquer us through business, while we instead remain vigilant against more militaristic overtures. Hey Josiah, how you doing? In conclusion, I fear that in retrospect, we should never have entered into this deal with House Hlaalu. In the long run, we may have saved time and gold, only to have lost the territory we so desperately require. Manarin Renim, First Clerk of House Affairs, Vardenfell. Alright. Well, there's some apples.
How can I help you?
You really can't. Songs of Vardenfell. Kenhouse Terrace.
I understand you were instrumental in crushing the Daggerfall army at Devon's Watch.
Connected by Jaren Dress. We're not going to read that. Here's the terrace, which takes us up to Captain Briven's apartment, whoever the fuck Captain Briven is. Pelennal Volume 7. I gotta do this real quick. Reload the UI. Pure Leaf. Real brewed tea. Real. I should stop drinking it though. It's got a lot of caffeine and I'm closing in on bedtime. Okay. What is that thing? That thing looks important. Why do I get the feeling some quest is going to bring us up here? Ashlander Tribes and Customs. We read that. Upper Terrace, I'm not allowed to go there yet. How many fucking terraces does this place have? I need to interrogate this, this guy here.
May I be of service?
Interrogate. Honorable writs of execution. Alright, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna stop here. We're gonna go in that room next, but... Oh, another nice triptych there. We're just gonna stop here. So, if you're watching on YouTube, this episode is now over. Thank you for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Elder Scrolls Online, the Morrowind DLC.